By 1879, Sargent was an independent artist with his own studio and commissions. But there was someone who had caught his attention. He became fixated with the idea of painting a society beauty, Madame Gautreau, and invited her to sit for him. This image scandalized the art world.
Madame X, as a painting, it defines that period of his life, and not in a good way.
And a woman who understands that scandal better than most is Tate curator Caroline Corbeau-Parsons.
It's a big, big setback for him. He had clearly, I think, great plans in mind, and he thought he could get away with Madame X. He thought it would be a huge success.
But she looks so real. It's a real woman. Why was it so shocking?
Well, that's part of the problem, and she really represented the femme fatale. And bear in mind that she's also American.
Yes.
So for a French audience, I think she represented all those things. And there's this blatant sexuality, which is so real as well. Very icy. You know, you can't touch her. And also, you know, you have to remember that at the time, the strap of her dress was down. So it was all very, very erotic.
It's quite suggestive.
Because there were so many negative comments. After the salon, he repainted the strap so that it would be vertical and so that the picture would be maybe more acceptable.
There are stories of her being utterly inconsolable, of her crying on her mother's arm, and a feeling that her career, her life was over. And I'm sure those weren't things that Sargent had envisaged.
No. He very much hoped that this picture would establish him as the great portrait painter in Paris.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen.
It's difficult to understand why this image was so shocking. But Madame Gautreau was married and known for her dalliances with powerful men. Whilst that was all acceptable, Sargent brazenly displaying it was not. This brash American held up a mirror to the sexual politics of high society, and they didn't like it one bit.
Seeing her so real, you know, in bright daylight at the salon was a completely different experience from admiring her beauty in society. She's an empowered woman. She's the femme fatale. She encapsulates this. It was in people's face, quite literally.
And it's not about her being American and about Sargent being American.
There's an
it's not a bit of
that.
xenophobia, of kind of these foreigners coming in and taking over with their sort of sexual ways.
I think there's a bit of a jealousy. He was very much the American painter. He was becoming famous.
But Sargent, he's mortal. He can make mistakes.
He can, yes.
And it all played out here, at the end of our walk, at the Grand Palais. You can just imagine how Sargent must have felt. Overnight, his commissions dried up. And with his career in tatters, he fled to England. And what of Madame Gautreau? Well, retiring from high society, she faded into obscurity. But that is another story.